Did you realize you had failed miserably as a parent? My son stopped talking to us because he said we loved each other more than him. My wife and I were having dinner at our house with our only son 2 weeks ago. We were celebrating the fact that he got into one of the top 10 PhD programs for physics. My son has no past issues. He's a smart, social, caring, and hardworking boy. He has a good set of friends and an amazing girlfriend. I am just completely shocked at what happened. The argument occurred when both of us were congratulating him on his achievement and told him how we were so proud of the fact he was the first to get a PhD in the entire family. As usual, my wife reminded him to make it a priority to maintain contact with us when he moves to start his PhD. For some reason, he just snapped at that moment. He stopped eating for a moment and with a stern look, he asked why. I didn't know why he was angry. I just wanted to defuse a potential fight and jokingly said, "'Cause were your parents silly?" Then he said, "Well, your job is done now. You don't need to be bothered by me. You have more time for each other now." His mom asked, "What's the matter?" He said he doesn't understand why he has to force himself to maintain contact with his parents who loved each other more than him. We were shocked and asked what makes him think like that. He went on a rant and said we may love him, but he was mostly a job for us that we needed breaks from. He mentioned that, up until starting college, in the 4 vacations of 3 weeks we take in a year, we mostly went without him and dumped him at our parents' places. It's true though. Most of our trips have been as couples since the beginning. This isn't his first time bringing it up. He mentioned for the majority of the weekends we had, we looked forward to our date nights more than spending time with him. He said he felt that while we did love him, he was always at the back seat of our relationship. I told him we needed our own couple time, too. He said that he understood that, but it seemed for him that in moments of fun, we always preferred to spend it as a couple. The major thing that kicked me in the balls was when he said one of the major reasons he enjoyed college is that he no longer needed us for emotional support. He said he enjoyed spending time with his friends more than spending time with us. That's why he wanted to stay in the dorm for 4 years. Before he left, he said he was tired of being part of a family that placed him second when it came to love, especially when it wasn't his choice and he wanted to be equally loved. He left dinner that night without a goodbye and didn't contact us for a while after that. Me and his mom had been bawling our eyes out every day since then. We couldn't sleep at night at all. The worst part is that he doesn't need us financially anymore, and can cut us out of his life with no drawbacks. In our eyes, we did everything we're supposed to as parents. We loved him, fed him, sheltered him, paid for his tuition, and spent time with him. Apparently not enough. A while later, my wife and I came into physical contact with our son. A lot of stuff had happened between the time we last saw him storming out on us during dinner and meeting him that Friday. In the first week, we kept calling our son 5 times a day and left him 3 voicemails daily. We never heard him pick up the phone. Within the second week, his girlfriend picked up his phone one day and told us he lives with her at her apartment but that he doesn't want to see us. She told us to give him time to cool down. Meanwhile, our lives at home were getting screwed over. The first couple of weeks, all of our energy was put into getting into contact with him and having him visit us. We knew where his girlfriend lived and my wife wanted to make a personal visit, but I warned her that showing up at his doorstep uninvited is only going to make the situation worse. We called our family members to persuade him to talk to us. It didn't matter if we had his grandparents, aunts, or uncles call him. His response was politely telling them he is willing to talk to them about anything but us and apologized if he inconvenienced them. We realized our method wasn't working. We decided to go for counseling and therapy, not only for trying to reconnect with him, but to also process our emotions through the difficult times. We slowly stopped overwhelming him with our attempts to contact him. Both of our counselors suggested we respect his boundaries and let him make the first move. So we decided to leave a voicemail to his phone saying that we would not bother him, but our door is always open to him. These 3 months were painful, to say the least. Our intimate life decreased significantly. There was a time my wife started crying in the middle of it since it reminded her of the time we let him cry out his nightmare when he was 3 years old. We didn't let him enter our room because we were in the middle of being intimate and we wanted to finish. We didn't go on any date nights or outside of the house for a long time. My wife and I became homebodies. A lot of guilt was plaguing us. That guilt led to a time of introspection. We started doing research on family dynamics during our spare time. We asked ourselves questions such as, did we spend enough time with him? Did he feel like a burden to our relationship? Were we wrong to put our relationship first over a relationship with him? Regardless, it seemed like it was too late. We wanted to be aware of what was going on in his life, so we used to follow him on social media. We checked his Facebook page every day. That was a big mistake.